Hi friends, welcome back. So today we're going to do kind of a different video than anything that's been on my channel so far. This is going to be more of a talking, hanging out, just conversing, because conversating is not a word. Today I want to talk about brushes. The reason I really wanted to do this video was because I remember 3 years or so ago when I really started getting into makeup, and I purchased so many expensive brushes for no reason. Because I think I saw all the gurus, you know, with MAC brushes and all these fancy brushes, and I was just like, ooh, fancy. That means I need it. So I just went and purchased like way too many expensive brushes. So the reason I wanted to do this video is so that you guys learn from my mistake and do not do that, because you absolutely do not have to do it. Yes, brushes are super duper important, but no, you don't have to buy super duper expensive brushes to get a good result. So why are makeup brushes so important? They're important because they really affect the outcome of your makeup. It will affect how flawless your makeup will come out, how airbrushed it'll look, and just how easy it is for you to do that certain task. So I do think there's something that you should invest in, but I don't think you should go out and break the bank for some brushes, because you and I both know you want to spend your money on some nice makeup, just like I do. There's kind of a debate going on about natural brushes versus synthetic brushes. I am a synthetic brush girl all day, every day. Well, if you don't know what synthetic and natural hair brushes are just brushes made of natural hair, exactly what it says. And then synthetic brushes are just brushes made out of synthetic hair. So if you have a natural hair brush, this is the reason that I prefer synthetic. If you have a natural hair brush, that brush is gonna, well, it's gonna be like your hair. So think about how your hair soaks up the oils on your scalp and how fast your hair gets oily. Really fast, right? So that's basically what a natural hair brush will do. It will soak up pretty much half of your product, and you know, nobody wants to be wasting their money on products, right? So synthetic brushes do not do that. They don't soak up your product. They will actually just transfer it straight from wherever you're getting it from, straight to your face. This is a natural hair brush. This is the MAC 168 brush. I would never use this with cream products or liquid products, anything like that. I would absolutely never use this brush for that, because like I said, it will soak up everything, and you'll literally be barely putting anything. You'll only be rubbing the brush on your face basically. So I would never do that, and I never recommend anybody use natural hair brushes for that. And on top of that, natural hair bristles, they get kind of nasty if you use them for cream or liquid or anything like that. The bristles get nasty, and I just, ugh. You'll try to wash it and it will not wash, and it will just be a complete mess. So that's another reason, not a big fan of natural hair brushes. This is a synthetic brush. This one's clean. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. This you can use for anything, cream, liquid, powder, whatever you want to use it for. It will work fine. You can clean it and it'll be perfectly beautiful again. So this is what I use sometimes for my liquid foundation, and you can see that it's perfectly clean and beautiful. So I prefer synthetic just because I feel like there's so much more that I can do with a synthetic brush than I can do with a natural hair brush. But it depends, of course, what you're gonna use the brush for. So how many brushes should somebody have? There's no set number like you must have 10 brushes in your collection or you must have 50 brushes. There's no set number. However many you feel comfortable with is fine. That's how many you should have then. If you're happy with how many you have, then be happy. Don't buy any more if you're happy. But I'm going to go through, I think personally that everybody should have one of each of the essential brushes. The number one thing that I think everybody getting into makeup should own, and I know you guys are going to be like, excuse me, I'm not going to buy that. But I honestly, if you've seen any of my videos, you know I am obsessed with this product. I love it. I use it every single time I do my makeup, and I just can't even do it. So this is the Beauty Blender. These are my clean ones. because I don't put my dirty ones up in here, you know what I'm saying? So I love the Beauty Blender, and the reason that I love it is because there's so much that you can do with it. I use it every single day for my foundation and my concealer. You basically, I'm sure you guys already know what you gotta do with it, but you run it under the sink and it gets really big. Let me see if I have my dirty one here. Yes, this is the one that I used today. I know it's horrendous, but obviously I just used it. So this is the size it is when it's dry, and then this is how big it gets when it's wet. So love it, love it. This does not soak up your product, kind of like a synthetic brush would. Does not soak up your product. It is just, it buffs your foundation out so quickly, efficiently, and it looks absolutely airbrushed and gorgeous. It does a wonderful job with foundation. On top of that, it is the only thing, let me say this again, this is the only thing that I use for my concealer. To buff out my concealer, I don't use any type of brush. I don't even want to think about using any type of brush because I just love the way that the Beauty Blender does it. It's just so perfect for blending it out. I feel like it buffs it out so beautifully. It doesn't soak up the product, so you don't end up wasting a whole bunch of product because it's all going into your Beauty Blender. It is just amazing. I really recommend the Beauty Blender. I know it is $20. However, here I also have the Real Techniques, which is also dirty because I used it. But this is the Real Techniques blending sponge. The Beauty Blender is $20. This one is $6. Now, this to me is not a dupe for the Beauty Blender. I love the Beauty Blender still, and I will still continue to purchase the Beauty Blender because this to me does not do the same exact thing. However, you use it in the same exact way. I do really enjoy this flat side for your foundation. I think it's really, really beautiful. It just, to me, is just not as flawless. It doesn't make my foundation and concealer look as flawless as the actual Beauty Blender does. However, if you are on a budget, I would recommend this over any other possible dupes for the Beauty Blender because I don't feel that there are any dupes for the Beauty Blender. I just think this is definitely the best alternative to the Beauty Blender. Like I said, if you're on a budget, you don't have to go out and spend $1 trillion. You can buy this and your makeup will still look wonderful. Another brush that I think that everybody who is into makeup should own is an angled brush, much like the one that I showed you. This is the MAC 168. Now, do you need to go out to MAC and buy this 168? Of course not. You don't need to do that. However, personally, this is my favorite angled brush of life because I love this brush. This brush is one that I bought from MAC a long time ago, and I will continue to purchase it because I really love this brush. I have not found a brush that is angled in the way that this one is angled, and that the bristles are so short. I feel like all the angled brushes, bristles are so long, and I don't like that. I like it when it's shorter so it can really get into your cheeks. Now, what can you use this for? Of course, you can use it to contour. It would be perfect to contour. Look at how it would get in there so perfectly. It would really chisel that out for you. But you can also use it for blush, which is what I use it for. I use it for blush, and it's just so perfect right on the apples of the cheeks, blending it back. You can even use this for highlighter, not cream highlighter though, because this is a natural hairbrush, remember. So you can use it for highlighter right on the top of the cheekbone. It really fits into what you need it to do. You can go on the temples with this, on the forehead, the jawline. It gets a lot of things done. And you only need one of these. You can just spot clean it, use it for your contour. Spot clean it, use it for your blush, sorry. Spot clean it, use it for your highlighter. Right there, you have like a flawless face with one brush. So this is definitely a must-have for me. Again, it's only personal preference that I like the MAC one rather than another brand like the BH Cosmetics one. This one is perfectly fine. It's just as soft. It's a little bit less dense, if you can see that. It's not as dense, but it's just as soft, and it will get the job done just as well as the MAC one. The only thing is I prefer the shorter bristles. But if you like longer bristles, if you really want it to be blown out, this is the one that's going to get it done for you. And again, this is from BH Cosmetics. So like I said, you don't have to spend $1 trillion on the MAC one. I think the MAC one is 30 something, $32 maybe. So, and I think this came in a set with maybe 10 other brushes. I was like $15. So, I mean, let's be real. Another brush that is super essential in anybody who's going to do a full face of makeup If you're doing your brows, not even if only you're doing your brows, you just need this brush. Okay, let's be real. So this is an angled brush. This one that I'm holding in particular is my favorite one. This one is from Anastasia, Beverly Hills. This is the number 12 brush. It's dirty right now because I just did my brows with it, obviously. But I prefer this one to any other angled brush because it is so tiny. It's so little, and I feel like it just gives you more control over your brows, and your brows are something you need control with. This little brush I think is so perfect for that. It is really a lifesaver to me. It's like a dream in a brush. On top of that, it has a little spoolie on the other side, which if you're not familiar with English please, Katie, thanks. So if you're not familiar with a spoolie, what it does is you brush out your brows so you can distribute the product like that or get them in the right direction that you want them to go. It's just, this is so convenient to me. This is my favorite angled brush. However, here's another brush, angled brush from BH Cosmetics. You can see it's very similar. It's extremely similar. And the only thing is, I think the Anastasia one is a teeny bit wider. But honestly, it's the same thing. So the only thing is that this one doesn't have a spoolie on the other side. This is a much more affordable way to go. I have a lot of BH Cosmetics brushes, as you can tell, and these are all recent purchases. This is not from when I first started. These are recent because I really do enjoy BH Cosmetics brushes. I think they are great quality, but again, we'll get into that in a moment. So angled brush, definitely a must-have. You can even use an angled brush if you're going to do a cut crease to really cut that crease. I do use that sometimes because, you know, I love some cut creases. But you can do it, you can use it for a cut crease, you can use it for your winged liner. It's very helpful for that. For wing liner, it's extremely, extremely good. So, angled brush, absolutely essential. Another brush that I think you need to own it. You need to own it. There's really no getting around like you have to own this brush, and I don't want you to take this in the wrong way, but you need to own this. This is a MAC 217 brush. Now, I'm sure everyone has seen this floating around YouTube. When I first started makeup, I was like, ooh, that brush. And I went out and purchased the 217. This brush I think is $24 as well. For this little eye brush, it's $24. So I bought this one, and I always saved it for like special occasions because I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't have it get dirty and then I need it and then like I can't use it, you know? So I had wanted to buy, you know, backups because this brush is, oh, essential. It's gorgeous. This brush will do your crease in ways that you have never seen before. So now this is not a MAC 217. This is a Coastal Scents brush. I recently mentioned this in my green glitter smoky eye tutorial. I'll link that down below if you guys haven't seen it yet. This brush is the exact same thing. Okay, if I showed you these brushes and you would just ignore the fact that you just saw the name, you would not say, oh my god, I think that one's the MAC 217 and that one's the Coastal Scents brush. No. I think MAC 217, trash. Don't buy it. Do not buy it. You don't need to spend $24. The Coastal Scents one, this is a Pro Blending Fluff, I believe on the website, is $5. $5. I'm pretty sure if you go on Coastal Scents and you just click on brushes, they have like a huge ad because it's like a bestseller because it's such a good dupe for the 217. I've not found another dupe for the 217 that is better than this one. $5. Please, just take my money. I love this brush. I barely ever use the MAC 217 because I have so many of this brush. I just use the Coastal Scents ones all the time. I love the Coastal Scents one. You don't need to buy the MAC one. You might not want to buy this brush. And I'm not telling you that you need to go buy this brush, but I find that this brush is extremely essential. This is the MAC 224 brush. I don't think you need to go out and buy the MAC 224 brush. Sigma also has a version, I think it's the E40, that is the exact same thing, and I think it's $12, and this one is, I think, double the price. So if you can buy it from Sigma, please do so. I don't have the Sigma version, so I can't physically compare them for you, but I've seen them side by side enough that I can say I think that they are dupes for each other. As a matter of fact, I think people prefer the E40 from Sigma to this one. So the reason you want this brush is for your crease as well. However, you don't want it for the same reason that you want the 217. What the 217 is going to do for you is it's going to deposit the product while blending it out at the same time. But it's not going to blend it out completely. When you want to blend it out, you're going to grab this baby, you're going to go in and you're going to do your windshield wiper circular motions, and you're going to blend out the color, and it is going to blow out your crease. I love this brush. So far, the only two brushes I think that do that job as well as, you know, I'm talking about here, as well as you want it to do, is going to be the MAC 224 and the Sigma E40. I 100% recommend you get the Sigma version because, like I said, it's half the price, and I don't think there's much of a difference. And like I said, if anything, the Sigma one is even better. I also used to use this to contour my nose, which I don't use it anymore, but I used to, and it did a beautiful job of it. It really, what I love about it is that it would blend out the product as I'm contouring my nose. And you know, nose contours can get harsh so quickly. So the last thing I need is to be worrying about blending out my nose contour. So this did such a good job, and I would definitely recommend this for blending out your contour. So last brush that I think is essential, and I know you're probably like, that's it? You only need like 7 or 8 brushes. I probably studied less than 7 or 8 brushes, but honestly, with the brushes that I am recommending to you right now, you can get your full face done like that and not even have to worry about it. So the last one that I think everybody needs is a shader brush. Now these are 2 shader brushes that I have. So what this is gonna do is pack on color to your lid. These are flat and they are dense, so they really pick up the color and they really put the most pigmentation into the color when you put it on your lid. This is the MAC 282, and this one is actually like a duo fiber type shader brush. It's kind of a weird deal, but this I bought from the Rihanna Loves Matte collection because Rihanna is everything to me. If you don't know that, now you do. Rihanna is my life. I know everyone's like, she's so nasty. Like, I don't care what you think about her. I love her. So anyways, it's like a dual fiber type shader brush, but this one is really nice. It's not my favorite, I'm not gonna lie to you. This one is by Urban Decay, and this comes with the Naked palette, the original Naked palette. I believe it comes with the original Naked palette. And this one, I really do like this one because I feel like it is so dense yet so flat. It's like it really puts that color on your lid. It would just be wrong of me to tell you that I think that you should go buy those brushes because I absolutely do not. These brushes I bought off of eBay. Yes, I have bought brushes off of eBay, and yes, there is nothing wrong with that. So I bought these brushes off of eBay, and for especially shader brushes, you can get them anywhere. You absolutely do not have to buy expensive shader brushes because honestly, you can even go in with your finger. Let's be real. So these I bought off of eBay, and I love these probably even more than I love those two. These are super duper dense, and they are just amazing at packing on the color to your lid. So I recommend wherever you find shader brushes, if they're $3, pick them up because there's no reason that you need to go spend, you know, money on a shader brush. Absolutely not. Now, why do I have multiple? Because as you can guess, I have multiple. The reason that I have multiple is because I do not spot clean my brushes. I know that's like, what? What do you mean you don't spot clean your brushes? Like, you mad dirty. No. I don't spot clean my brushes because I find that that is just too harsh for them, and I don't like to, you know, shorten the life of my brushes. You know, I want to have them for as long as I could possibly have them. So I don't spot clean my brushes, so I like to have backups of my brushes so that I can go in and use those once, you know, my other ones are dirty. And I will not use a dirty brush again. That just doesn't happen unless it's like a blush brush. Okay, I'll use my blush brush or my contour brush twice, but other than that, I'm not using a brush more than once. I don't use a dirty beauty blender. I don't use a dirty 217 or Coastal Scents brush or any type of eye brush. I don't use a dirty one. And the reason for that is just because I don't feel like you get the most like precise and flawless application of the product that way. But of course, you guys can all spot clean your brushes. There's absolutely nothing wrong with spot cleaning your brushes. How do you spot clean your brushes now? I used to use MAC's brush cleanser or brush cleaner. Like I said, I don't use it anymore. Whatever brush cleaner or cleanser you have is fine. All you do is you take a brush cleanser and you just put it on a napkin or paper towel. You just pour it on there, and then you'll take your brush. I'll take my dirty 168 brush. You take your brush, you swirl it in the napkin, and you'll see it gets like all soapy and sooty, and then it'll just be clean. It'll literally just be clean. You wait like 2 seconds for it to dry, and then you're good to go, and you can use it again. Now, like I said, I feel like that's a little bit harsh for the brushes. I don't feel like that's the best way to clean the brushes. And if you do spot clean your brushes, you should still go in and deep clean them. And that's what I do. Once a week, I grab all my brushes, which it's about that time again. So I grab all my brushes, I go to the sink, take my Dawn dish soap, I pour some on a plate, and I pour the smallest amount of olive oil. The reason I use the dish soap is because it's antibacterial. It gets everything out. It makes them look squeaky clean. And then I use the olive oil as kind of a conditioner for the brushes. So it leaves them in very good shape and, you know, conditions. Just like you would condition your hair, condition your brushes, girl. So you can use multiple different things. A lot of people use baby shampoo or just regular shampoo. Whatever you want to use, it's fine. I just prefer the way that I've been doing it. When you're washing your brushes, you're washing them and, you know, you're waiting till you stop seeing, you know, gunk coming out so the water is like clear. But if you see soap coming out of the brush, you need to keep cleaning it because you don't want to be applying soap to your eye or your face when you're doing your makeup the next time. And I know it's very time consuming. Oh my god, trust me, I know probably half of my life has been trying to get soap out of my brushes, but you need to do it because it will just mess up the entire application. It'll just keep soap in your brushes, and it'll also shorten the life of the brushes. So wait until the soap is gone from your brush. Keep swirling it in your hand until the brush is just completely squeaky clean, till the water is completely clear like the water from the faucet clear. It needs to be clear because I can't stress that enough. I can't stress that enough. I clean my brushes on a day that, like a Sunday, because I literally lay around in my pajamas all day on a Sunday. So I lay around on a Sunday and I'm like, okay, let me clean my brushes. So I clean my brushes on a Sunday, which today is Saturday, so tomorrow I will be cleaning my brushes. Damn. I try to do it like earlier in the morning so that by the time Monday rolls around, they're nice and dry, because you can't obviously use them. They're going to be really wet. So I leave them in my bathroom, like kind of, we have like this little tub area and it has like a flat surface. So I just put my brushes on a towel on the flat surface and I literally leave it there until the next day. The next day I'll go in when it's time to do my makeup and I just grab all my brushes, bring them in. Now, when my brushes are dirty, like I said, I don't reuse them right away. So I have a towel here. I'm sure you guys have seen it throughout my videos. I have a towel and that's where I put my dirty brushes. I'll use my brush and I'll just put it right on the towel just so I know that brush is dirty. I don't mix it with my other brushes because I just know my other brushes are clean and this one is dirty. So now I know this is the pile that I have to clean. Do you need to use alcohol to clean your brushes? I feel like that's a common like misconception. Everyone thinks you have to use alcohol to disinfect them. You don't. You don't. You don't. Now, of course, this is going to change depending on you. If you are a person who only uses your makeup on yourself, only does your own makeup, doesn't do anybody else's makeup, you don't need alcohol. What do you need alcohol for? It's going from your face to your face. Now, if you're a freelancer, that's a completely different thing. Of course, you're going to need alcohol because you don't want stuff from one client's face to be transferred over to another client's face. You need to disinfect them. You need to sanitize your brushes, and that's where the alcohol comes into play. The reason I don't recommend alcohol for the everyday person who's doing their own makeup is because I find that it can be a little bit on the harsh side, and again, we don't want to shorten the life of our brushes now, do we, girls? No. Let's talk about brands really quickly. Brands of makeup brushes, there are so many brands, so many. I do not prefer MAC brushes, except for the MAC 168. That's it. I prefer BH Cosmetics has really good brushes in my opinion. I really like BH Cosmetics brushes. I think they're very high quality for a very low price, and I love the fact that you get them in a bundle. So like you don't go individually picking out brushes because sometimes that can be a little bit overwhelming. So I feel like when you just get a whole, you know, bundle, it's just like, yes, I have all my brushes, we're good. So I really like that. I know Morphe's really good, but I don't have any Morphe. I know Sigma is really good, but I find that they can still be a little bit on the expensive side. And I feel like you don't need to buy a lot. You don't need to buy a lot of brushes. You don't need to spend a lot of money. I think you can even go on eBay and find some really, really good brushes. And Amazon, find some really, really good brushes for a very cheap price. So I think that's it for this video, guys. It's probably going to be like the longest video ever. But I really wanted to get this information out there for you guys in case you're thinking about buying brushes. And, you know, just save your money, please. Like I said, you want to buy makeup, not brushes. So don't spend $1 trillion on brushes. I know you don't even want to. I know you don't. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video and found it informative, please give it a nice big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. I do keep up with my Instagram pretty much daily. I post my makeup every single day on Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's just at @KatieDanger_. It's always going to be linked down below. And yeah, please follow me on Instagram as well. Share this video if you found it helpful. Help other people not make my same mistake. And I will definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye!